Hi, everybody. Welcome to August. Welcome to a completely different energy. Welcome to a completely different month. August is an awakener. It's an awakening month because right from the get go, right from the start of the month, right from the midnight of 31st of July or the early hours of 1st of August, we have a new start, an intention, a new energy infused towards us coming from the positive sign of Leo. The new moon in Leo, which is happening in the early hours of 1st of August, is infusing a fresh energy. It's giving us the confidence, the vibe that is required to come out of a season of feeling the feels, of feeling the emotions, to now forming our identity, to now giving space, giving stage to our ambition, giving stage to joy, giving stage to our playful self, giving stage to party vibe, giving stage to all the things that we want to highlight and show, which we are confident about. This is the season which empowers us to show our individuality, to not hide behind anything anymore, come out boldly with our gifts and display it with all the showmanship we have got. This is the season of flair. It's the season of dare. It's the season of prompting our inner self to display what we want the world to see. This is where it all happens with a little bit of a surprise, with a little bit of rebellion energy, with a little bit of breaking away from the norm. Because Uranus, the awakener, is getting activated right from the start of this month. Uranus will be very strong in the first 11-12 days or the first half of the month. And it's all about radical, spontaneous changes. It's about expressing our individuality, coming out of a stagnant situation, not accepting the same anymore, moving out of any situation which is stagnant, moving beyond convention, beyond rules, beyond establishment, beyond the hindrances that have been blocking us. This becomes the time when we have two important energies in play in the first half of the month. One is of surprise, where we surprise ourselves by sort of acting with boldness, acting with radical confidence, acting with the vibe that we were missing earlier to pull out of a stagnant situation, which was blocking our expression. Our fear to change, our fear of being spontaneous, our fear of radical steps is taken away. And it can come out in a little bit of erratic fashion because it's not the easy energy, but it is something that is required to move out of the old vibe, move out of the stagnancy. This is the awakening. And the second energy, which is rife in the first half of the month, which is what we have been asking for, is Jupiter, the planet of expansion, is finally going direct. All of this happens around 11th of August, but we start feeling it right from the new moon of 31st midnight of 1st of August. Jupiter going direct frees up all the things that were held up for the last 4 months. Starting from around 14th or 15th of April, when Jupiter went retrograde, and our external support system to some extent took a backseat. Our blessings took a backseat to some extent. Because it was the period of growing the opportunities in the right direction, re-evaluating them, re-evaluating if we are going in the right direction. Now with Jupiter going direct, the gains, the growth, the personal and professional growth now starts manifesting in material world. You see the support coming through. You see the external influences now working in unison with you. You see the gifts that were held back, that were sort of taken back to some extent, or the steps which we had to take back after moving forward. Now we see the forward movement again. We are not going to stand still in the month of August. This is not the month to stand still because we have both Sun and Mars in Leo. These are the planets of ambition and action, and they are in the best possible sign. So our ambition and drive is at its best in the month of August, especially in the first 18 days of the month. So it's the month to take risks. It's the month to take initiatives. It's the month when our confidence, our self love, our enthusiasm, our cheer is going to be at a high. We will attract all the attention on ourselves, on our talents, on our creativity, and we love it because we have been waiting for this moment. We've been waiting for ambition to take stage, and our ambition takes stage when Sun is in Leo and we have a new moon, and Jupiter throws its blessings unblocked towards all of these, towards our talents, towards our playfulness, towards our party vibe, towards our expression, towards our ambition, towards our own identity. It expands our identity, it expands our ambition, it expands our confidence to go after the things that were held back for such a long time. And this is such a gift to come after the heavy eclipse season, because we are working and have been working over the course of last couple of months to get rid of the karmic things that are holding us back. Now becomes the time to move forward. It becomes the time to write the story forward. It becomes the time to sort of bear the fruits, because in the season of Leo, in the summer season, in the northern hemisphere, the flowers, the fruits of the season, the blossoming of the fruits and the flowers happens in this time. We shine in this season. We shine proudly. We enjoy our gifts. We express ourselves fully and generously. And to some extent, grandly. Everything is big. Everything is big. Everything is with a flair, with a dare, with a pomp to some extent, because it's all part of the performance that comes with Leo. It comes with the confidence, it comes with the faith on our future, which Jupiter is giving us. And at the same time, Uranus is saying no more, we cannot stay with the old stagnant energy anymore. So if there are things that were stuck, if there are things that we were holding back in saying or doing, we are sort of woken up from that moment and prompted to act. And right from the get-go, at the start of the month, you'll see this shift happen, because right from the start of the month, around from 30th of July all the way to 2nd or 3rd of August, Uranus is making aspects to Sun and Venus. So we'll feel that right from the start of the month. And then around 16th or 17th of August, we might receive some different communication as a result of the changes we have done. So these are sort of the surprise days of this month. 30th of July, 2nd of August, 16th of August. These are surprise days. Then we have the growth days, the days on which we start seeing the forward movement on the things that were held back since around 14th of April or at the start of this year. That is happening around 7th or 8th of August. And then yet again on 21st of August, we might receive some concrete communication in that direction. Because in the season of Leo, Leo is a fixed sign, a fixed fire sign. We consistently work with all our dare, all our power, all our energy in a singular direction and move things. So the things will be finalized. The things will be fixed. The things will be sort of put to paper. Because Mercury, the planet of communication, is also going direct right from the get-go, right from the start of the month. On 31st of July, right when we have this new moon, or the 1st of August, right at that moment, a few minutes before or after, we have Mercury, the planet of communication, going direct as well, which means that we have a rebirth of our mind, a rebirth and a restart of communication, unblocking of the communication. Things were not coming back to us. People were not calling back. People were not communicating clearly. We were rethinking things. All of that forward movement starts. Give it 2 or 3 days from the start of the month, because it takes time for the planet of communication to gain speed. But from around 6th or 7th of August, you'll start seeing all of this pan out in a physical fashion. But you'll start feeling the restlessness, if I can say that, right from the start of the month, because you feel this impending change coming your way. You see that you want to set free. You would want to Get out of anything that is holding you back, which is causing stagnancy in your life right now. There is a need for freedom. There's a need to get out of boredom, get out of any kind of confinement that you will feel right from the start of the month. There is excitement there. There is stirring up the boring and stale things because we want things quick now. We can see things can shift now. So once you see things can shift now and your planet of communication is going direct, you're like your mind is speeding up slowly from the start of the month and you'll want to do things quick and fast. And at the same time, you want to do it because you want to heal your individuality. You want to heal the things that your I am wants. You want to heal your individuality in the sense you want to show your individuality to the world. You are a unique being, and in the season of Leo, we want to show our unique being to everybody. The passion, the self expression, the playfulness, the romance, the proud, it's all enhanced in the season of Leo. And this new moon, which is happening on 31st of July or 1st of August, is happening at 8 degree 37 minutes of Leo. This is where we straddle a wall. We straddle two ways of doing things. The 8 degree of Leo is all about being the rebel, being the person who wants to do things quickly, break things, get out of a situation. You know, the be quick and break things, the Mark Zuckerberg motto sort of. I mean, it's like in some Samian astrology, it is shown as a communist activist who's spreading his revolutionary ideals because he wants people to get out of the administrative hindrances. He wants people to get to some extent even riled up because he wants people to break through. But at the same time, it is also the other side of it is 9 degree of Leo. So we're straddling the 8 and 9 degree of Leo. The other side, the other wall that we're straddling is of a dedicated, creative person. 9 degree of Leo is shown as a glass blower who shapes beautifully a vase with a controlled breathing. We're using our whole being, our whole energy in a creative process to generate something of significance and beauty. So we are dedicated about what we are creating. We have put in a lot of energy in that. There's a power of our spirit, a fire of your spirit, which you want to be displayed to the people. You deeply feel these emotions and now you want to put it into form. There's a creative intensity to it. But at the same time, while you are being masterful at your art, you want to have a dream of breaking through the glass ceiling as well. Because 8 degree of Leo is all about it wants to have a beautiful dream of classless society. So you might be trying to do things which people don't think you are equipped to do. People may think you are not there yet. You're not ready yet. So you would rebel against the people, the obsolete establishment, the youth revolutionary within you will revolt and fight against anybody who does not acknowledge your individual identity and does not think you can do it. There's a force of Shiva behind this degree. Rudyard described it as a social political controversy which is riling up in our heart. It is a little bit destructive in nature, a little bit chaotic in nature, but the chaos before is required to get a new order. So the chaos will come before the order. I'm warning you of that the chaos will come before the order. Because the Uranus starts acting way before the blessings of Jupiter comes. Way before, when I say that is a gap of 3 days. But with Uranus, it will feel like years. So starting from the start of the month all the way to 3rd or 4th of August, you'll feel Uranus playing with your mind, this restlessness playing with your mind, this revolutionary in your mind, this social political controversy which is driving you to chaos to some extent. It calls for a new power, it calls for a reorganization, this fight with obsolete establishment, this fight with anybody who does not accept your unique identity will come before you start getting the blessings. Because we are fighting something truly within ourselves here. The square with Uranus is not an external fight. It is a fight with ourselves. It is usually a fight where we have a personal issue. We have an internal issue which needs to be overcome. There is a stagnancy in our own way of doing things which is blocking our blessings normally. And that is highlighted or exaggerated at the start of the month because we want something new now. So, this sort of the push and pull that you feel at the start of the month, the practical result of this movement is external chaos to some extent, which calls for reorganization, which calls for a mega action. And you will see that play out in the political scene. We already see that play out in political scene. We will see revolutionary coming out more and more in the first half of the month as Uranus is activated. There will be a call for new power, a call for reorganization in United States, in Hong Kong, in Russia, in Puerto Rico. You will see all of these countries. You'll see that chaos before a new order come through. And as I said, the other side of it is to generate something significant and beautiful, a new creation. We are developing mastery in our craft independently, not under the influence of somebody. This is self drive. This is inner confidence, not working per intimidation of anybody else. This is our own drive. When we are under the influence of Leo, we are the king. We act on our own impulses, on our own impetus. We are hammering away to perfection something that we believe in, holding our own in confrontation. We are straddling this overkill versus underkill wall that exists. That you have to be a creative, yes, but a creative with a cause in this case. So there is a emotional tugging of the heart which is required, which happens around 2nd of August to get you, if I can say, riled up, to move beyond, to showcase your talents without hiding, to hold your own in confrontation, to have the courage to fight for what you believe in, as well as the wisdom to focus on what's truly worthy of your attention. As I forget who said this quote, but it was said, one is nothing more than what one dares to be. And in the Leo season, that is exactly what we do. We dare to be who we want to be. The moral and the physical courage is exaggerated right at the start of the month to take a bold step. The passionate, impulsive energy, which lets you to engage other people in what you want to do as well, because it's not just you alone here. A king, even though decides on his own, because Leo is a significator of a king, a significator of the sun. Sun is one, king is one. But he does something where he gets people excited about a cause, gets people excited about what it wants to do. So that's something that you would do also, and the aspects encourage you to do that, and they support you to do that. They support you to get the external supports here, because you'll be able to get people excited like you feel excited about something. So if you feel excited about your cause, you feel excited about this new project, you feel excited about a new job, you feel excited about a new communication, you will get people in your game. You will get people to join you, especially around 6th or 7th of August. So the start is always you getting excited, even getting riled up to some extent, even getting too focused on one thing, because Leo is a fixed fire sign. It's like, you just are firing in one direction because you've decided that's where you want to go, and you're firing all guns in one direction. And when you do that, you get everybody excited about that one path. And that convincing, that support, that positivity of people coming together with you could happen around 7th of August. 7th August is like one of the best aspects that we can have in the next decade. It is one of the best aspects because Jupiter is in its own sign in Sagittarius, Sun is in its own sign, Leo, and they're both merging together in a positive aspect. It feels great. It's one of the best aspects of ease, of high spirits, of enthusiasm, of confidence, of good fortune, provided we act. We can influence people in a very bold fashion on 7th or 8th of August, even a day before or after. It's also a good time to take a journey. Take a journey of spiritual growth, of personal growth, because this is about you doing what you love. Leo is not about doing what other people think correct is the right. It's not about the social norm. It's about doing what brings you growth, what brings you financial gains, what brings you personal growth, what brings you spiritual growth. So, study, travel, broad outlook, whatever you need to do. But things that were blocked since April, you will slowly, not by not, start seeing them open up in the coming weeks, starting from around 7th of August. And the optimism and the love and the attraction and the dating and the social energy will also grow from 7th or 8th of August, because Venus is also getting a positive aspect from Jupiter on 8th of August. So it's a great romance day. It's a great personal day. It's a great time to travel, to take a holiday. That's what I'm doing. So it's a great day to do what you truly want to do, which makes you happy, which makes your soul fulfilled, which gets the creative juices flowing, which gets you to sort of put your beauty on stage. I mean, Venus and Leo is all about putting your beauty on stage, being bold about your talents, being bold about your God-gifted talents, and displaying them in a big fashion. And this will continue. This will continue over the course of this month, as Mercury will also it will become visible after 8th of August. So our communication becomes bold as well. It's moving into Leo from 11th of August. So this is us starting to feel the positivity at the start of the month, and then we start communicating it. We start discussing with people after 11th of August. We start communicating it. We start receiving the messages of it. So 21st of August is a very, very positive and a good news day from a communication perspective. Things that were held back, now the actual news of it starts coming. What we need to be mindful of while all of this is great is that in the season, the ego can get inflated. There's a purpose to it, because we are being asked to do things which are bold in fashion, but there's a energy of my way or highway which gets exaggerated in this season, because we are fixated about how we want things to be done and who we want to do it with. So we want to put things in stone which should be done in the fixed season, but we are reminded that we are modifying our approach, because the Saturn Pluto South Node aspect that I've been hammering about, talking about, will continue till September. So we are still a student in some ways. We are still learning a few things. We don't know it all at this stage. So there are certain dates on which I want you to be specifically careful of this kind of a thing, which can become a mini crisis if we are not careful on these dates. The ego issue from a very small topic can become a little bit big if we are not careful on these dates. So the first date is 4th of August, which I want to be careful about. And then the second is 14th of August. And the third is 24th of August. So let me summarize the dates for you. Surprise dates: 29th of July, 2nd of August, and 16th of August. Positive dates: positive news, positive communication, days to convince people: 7th of August, 8th of August, and then around 21st of August. Even 14th of August is good, but 14th of August, you have a possibility of things getting into ego struggle if you're not careful of. 14th of August is also a very, very positive day. But you want to be a little bit careful that we are not getting my way or highway kind of an energy. And those are the dates which I want you to be careful of, which is 4th of August, 14th of August to some extent, and 24th of August. Those are the days where ego play can come into our bold expression that we want to be careful about. So that's what is happening if we want to look at history. Because why do we look at history of this new moon? Because where this new moon is happening and where the full moon is happening on 15th or 16th of August is the area where we had eclipses in 2017 and 18. What does that mean? Because we have had eclipses for 2 years in the area where we're having a new start. We've had a huge amount of karmic clearing there. A huge amount of karmic shifts have happened in 2017, 2018 there. So there's huge amount of information and learning that has come through in these years in the area of our life where Leo and Aquarius is, where Leo and Aquarius are in our chart. Specifically, these are the dates where you can look at just to see what happened on these dates to gain perspective. It doesn't mean that those events will repeat itself. In fact, these are the dates when something was possibly lost, given away, or put to closure, where we might experience a fresh energy, a fresh start. So the dates are 10th of February 2017, 11th of October 2017, 31st of January 2018, and 18th of April 2018. I will, of course, display them on the screen so you can take a look at it as well. But these are the dates when we had a closure in the area of our life where we're having a new start now. So there might have been some karmic ending which might have happened, and this is specifically true between January to April 2018. The specific dates that I gave you, those are trigger dates. The themes of that would have played out throughout early part of 2018 as well as the later half of 2017. But these are the trigger dates a day or two before or after 10th of February 2017, 11th of October 2017, 31st of January 2018, 18th of April 2018. There would have been an event which is karmic in nature. If that happened, that means that there are planets in your chart which get triggered by Leo and Aquarius. And you might see that trigger in a positive fashion now, like a new start after a karmic clearing, which is happening. You might see some delayed rewards of the karmic release of 2017 and 18. All the things that we gave up, that we had to give up to some extent, or they were taken away in some ways. There might have been losses on these dates, which might have happened. I had a personal loss in April of 2018. I mean, if you have any of those things that have happened in that period, Feb to October 2017, January to April 2018, you might see a new start there. And it's good to look at the photos, it's good to look at the emails of these specific dates, or messages of these specific dates. I don't want to go into history beyond. The thing to look out from a political events perspective is that these eclipses in Leo and Aquarius, as we experienced in 2017 and 18, have a lot to do with the leadership in the countries, because Leo represents leadership. So we would see revolution against the leadership, against certain qualities of a leader, certain qualities or individuality of a leader. We will see those happening in United States. We'll see that in more in Russia. We'll see that in Hong Kong, because these are the countries where the nodal axis or the karmic points are getting activated. So this is a very karmic new moon for United States of America in some ways, related to debt, related to national debt. This new start in national debt in some ways will be a karmic debt for the country, in my view, and that could play out in different ways. Sorry to say that, but these are the things which we need to see how they pan out in longer period of time for the country. They may not play out in an immediate sense, but the events that are happening right now, they have longer term impact on these countries beyond this month. So United States, Russia, Hong Kong, they have their karmic points activated right now, and not in an easy fashion at this stage, which can pan out in a longer period of time. For example, for United States, this is like a solar eclipse. So a new start, but a new start in a debt, in a transformation, in, I'm sorry to say, but in some cases it can happen as a loss of something. So that's something to be taken care of. But on a personal level, you might see something come to light which was lost from you, and you get an opportunity to start something new there, and that is something to look forward to. So that's the overview um, of the new moon and of the first half of the month. I'll now go very briefly over each of the signs. I'll do a more detailed overview, a more detailed analysis of the first half of the month in your individual videos. But let's look at briefly for each of the sign where a new start could be expected, where you can see some surprises and blessings coming through during the course of first half of the month. Let's dig into individual sign now. Hi Aries, the new moon that is happening on 31st of July midnight or 1st of August, which will color the first 2 weeks of this month for you, is happening in the area of joy. It is party central. This is the most fun that you would be having this year. This is an excellent time to have a trip, to spend some time with your children, to do something new with your children, to do something new for fun, to do something new when it comes to your hobbies, when it comes to entertainment, when it comes to creativity, when it comes to giving birth to something that you're passionate about, creating the art, creating music, creating something that you can put on the stage that you want to show to the people. Taking more risk on your personal talents and doing something, putting your best foot forward when it comes to maybe giving birth to a creative venture, taking that leap of faith that we have been waiting for, now becomes a very positive time to start something and go deeper into it. The new moon gives us the intention, it gives us the energy to set the intentions, to set the seeds. And then around 7th or 8th of August becomes the excellent time to take the first brave step over there when it comes to your creative venture, when it comes to taking more investment risk in your business, when it comes to taking more risk when it comes to your children, investing in your children. This is related to normally the firstborn that we have, and we are proud of them. They are sort of a leader of some sort, and we want to support them in some way. We want to finance them, we want to help them, we want to sort of help their creativity in some way. They could be inspirational, they could be very productive when it comes to creative field, and we want to support them in some way. And that could come up with this new moon, and it becomes a very fortunate time to invest in these areas of your life, to invest even in romance with your partner, with your loved one, because this is where our heart chakra is enhanced. And this is also a positive karma house, so we have certain positive energy which is infused from way beyond, the gifts that we have from way beyond, the gifts that we have been given by higher powers. Now becomes the time to let it flow, let it display, let it be on display, let it flow freely through you into some productive channel now. And Leo energy essentially enhances our heart chakra, it enhances our creativity, it enhances our self confidence to go out and sort of give birth to something that is very creative, very fun for you, enjoyable for you, that adds to your self esteem, that adds to fun. And this could be the time when you might decide to take some time off, go on a vacation, spend some time with your partner, with your muse, with your children, to sort of get more inspired, get more energy through, get more information around it. Because then the second half of the month could become about launching that creativity, launching that talent, launching that business venture to a wider set of audience, to sort of go full out when it comes to a social platform, when it comes to a network, when it comes to a business network, when it comes to a completion of a hope and a dream, and something that you have a vision for a very long time. Because Aries, these are the areas on which we have worked for the last 2 years. when we had eclipses in these areas over the course of 2017 and 18, we have worked and reworked these areas of our life, cleared the karma in these areas of our life, and now becomes the time when the slate is clean to reap rewards when it comes to your creativity, when it comes to building up your creativity and bringing it to a social platform, to a network, to create a fan base for your talents essentially. That will happen in the second half of the month. So take the first half of the month to seed these creative ventures, to seed and invest in your children, to invest in fun, to invest in a speculative trade, even to sort of invest in something that might be speculative, but you have thought about it before and now becomes a good time to sort of invest in it. And from that perspective, 7th of August, 8th of August are good days to sort of figure out what you want to invest in that you've thought of before and you want to go in with it. 7th or 8th of August are very positive dates for rewards. For investments, and similarly around 21st of August is very good to put something in stone when it comes to a business venture. So if you're launching a business venture and you want to sort of set it in stone, 21st of August is the best day to do it, and 7th and 8th of August are also good days to put your foot forward. Even 14th of August, these are positive dates when Jupiter is highlighted and it is positively aspecting 4 planets, which will be focused on your firstborn child, which will be focused on your business venture, which will be focused on your joy, on romance, on generating fun and good cheer this month. The square or the hard aspect that this fun gets from is the area of finances. So everything comes at a cost, right? So the something new in the life of your children could come at an expense. A romance can come at an expense. A business venture could come with some amount of investment. So here, how do we decide what to do? Because there is a push and pull within us of whether to go ahead on taking more business risk, taking more investment risk, creating value from our talents. There's a push and pull here. There is a question of, is it worth it? Do I have the faith in my talents to do this? Do I have enough returns on my investment to go deeper into this relationship, to go deeper into this thing I'm doing for my child, to go deeper into this business venture, to go deeper into this creative venture? Do I have the right returns on investment? So with Uranus over here, you will feel very restless to some extent to take the risk. It is a little bit of impulsiveness here, especially around 2nd of August, and then again on 16th of August. These are impulsive dates. At the early part of the month as well as on 16th of August, you could feel very impulsive to take a risk. You want to be quick to act. But what Uranus in your second house, it wants you to look at new sources of income. It wants you to redefine your value system. Maybe how we value money needs to change. Maybe how we look at returns of investment. What is the terms in which we measure the return in investment? Maybe that needs to be looked at in a new way, because there is a different kind of satisfaction you get from what you truly want to do when you're going into your business venture. There's a different kind of satisfaction when you see your child growing in creativity, in talent, in leadership. So maybe the measure we use for material wealth or resources or money or return on investment, that possibly needs to change. Then also maybe our source of income needs to be changed. Maybe our source of income could be from a different way, could come in a different way from traditional sources of income. But all of this requires us to have a plan to be successful, because Uranus in the second house will help us move on to different sources of income, will help us find innovative way of making money from our creative ventures, will help us find a new way to reap rewards on our investment. But it wants us to have a good plan. Uranus in Taurus is impulsive, but it's impulsive with a plan. The success of it depends on having a good thought through plan. So just be careful that we are not spending recklessly, investing recklessly, or going in big in an investment recklessly, especially around 2nd of August, especially around at the start of the month, as well as around 16th of August. I'm less worried about 16th of August because we would have thought through things by then, but especially around 2nd of August, if you have planets around 6 degree or 8 degree of Aries, you want to be a little bit careful about impulsive expense coming through, impulsive spending coming through, which is around March, end of March born. If you are, then you want to be a little bit mindful of it. But this is something where you need to get out of your old mindset about money, old mindset, shift in approach on expenses, on money, on savings, on income. Sometimes we have to invest upfront to reap rewards in our jobs, in our business, in our children. There's a lot of upfront payment that comes. Sometimes the sources of income need to change. The way we earn needs to change. If we are changing our job, we are doing something that we are passionate about, we need to get a little bit comfortable with earning sporadically and not having a consistent source of income. So that will become very evident in the first half of the month, that our attitude about money, our attitude about return on investment, those ideas need to shift for us to be successful and successfully take some risk in our life, which make us happy, which make us feel proud, which make us feel fulfilled. Now, while all of this is happening, a very positive thing is happening around 11th of August, which is Jupiter is going direct. Jupiter unblocks the blessings that were held back for a long period of time. Now, these are blessings for you which were focused on you taking a leap of faith, you gaining support from people who are far away from you, who are different from you, gaining support from mentors, gaining support from teachers, gaining support from sponsors, gaining support from people who are different from you when it comes to your culture, when it comes to your place of living. So, travel to foreign lands, relocation to a different place of living, going in for publication, going in for a teaching job, going in and taking a leap of faith which was promised around your season in April. If those blessings were held back, now with Jupiter going direct, it becomes the time when those things start opening up. We start finding the support from our social network, from our mentors, from our sponsors, from our foreign trade partners, from our business partners who are in different country from us, from publishers, from people who sort of are different from us, who we are learning from, and gaining support in that way. All of that opens up now. Opportunities of relocation, opportunities of legalization in a country different from you, getting a visa for a country different from yours, getting approval for an education class, getting admission for something, getting some tool for expanding your mind by traveling, by going for education, by going for a mentor. Those opportunities which were held back from April till now, they will open up after 11th of August. And 4th or 5th of April born will experience that this month itself. So if you have planets around 14 or 15 degree of Aries, you'll feel that within this month an event happens which shows you that the floodgates have opened. This is a very positive sign. This is a very, very positive energy to have in your chart. And you are one of the signs who are benefiting by it. It's an easy energy for you, so support flows easily towards you. It comes through if you approach the people, if you approach your mentors, if you approach the authority figures, if you approach your trade partners, if you approach an education certification, if you approach a legalization, if you submit a visa application, if you submit something to resolve a legal issue even. The resolution of that comes out in a positive fashion now. Now, this month, this is playing out around 14 or 15 degree of Aries, which is around 4th or 5th of April born, but this will extend all the way up to 24 degree of Aries in the coming months. In the month of September, people who have planets between 15 degree to 18 degree of Aries will experience it, which is around 5th to 5th to 8th of April born will experience it in September. Then in October, if you have planets between 18 degree to 24 degree of Aries, you'll experience that, which is around 8th to 14th of April born. So this is an energy that builds up for different degrees as the month goes by, though all of you will feel a ease of energy when it comes to your these areas of your life where you're looking for taking a leap of faith and things were just support was just withdrawn or held back, or the opportunities was taken away. Maybe an opportunity of a new job that helps you travel, that helps you expand your mind, that helps you take a leap of faith and do something different with people who are culturally different from you. We spoke about it at length in April in your season. Those opportunities were held back. Now becomes the time when they open up. So good luck for that, Aries. Aries, first, the first week of the month, I would suggest if you have planets around 29, around 8 degree of Aries, or if you're born around 29th of March or end of March, I would suggest in the first week of the month to think about investment risk, to think about children, starting something new in the life of your children, putting the seeds down of something that you're passionate about, which is creative, which could be an area of romance, love, children. I think the new moon will be very, very positive, specifically for people who have planets around 8 degree of Aries. So you want to put your seeds down of intention around 6th, 7th, 8th of August, both for people who have planets around 6 or 8 degree of Aries, which is around 27, 28, 29th of March born, as well as if you have planets around 14 degree, which is around 4th or 5th of April down. You should take sort of a first step. Thing to look out for this month. There are dates on which we could face some amount of ego struggle, because now you'll feel very confident, very bold. You'll go after things like you really need to move things. You'll feel a sense of urgency within yourself to deliver something. So when that happens, there will be people either in authority, or there might be people in your professional who are a bit old-minded, who don't like the new ideas. You can face some days of ego confrontation of my way or highway, which you want to be careful of. This is especially true on 4th of August. I want you to be careful, especially on 4th of August, because your ruler Mars is meeting Pluto on 4th of August at 21 degree. 21 degree of Aries will be most impacted. 21 degree of Aries is about 12th of April born, 11th or 12th of April born. A few degrees before and after 21 degrees, a few days before and after 11th of April born. Should be a little bit careful on 4th of August. Then the second day to be careful about is 14th of August. So 14th of August is a easier day because we have a positive aspect on 14th of August when Sun and Venus are meeting each other. So it's a lovely day. Just we want to manage the ego struggle if it comes up, because when Leo energy is very good for self-confidence, but it also breeds ego. Just overall in the environment, you'll find that the ego will be high, the fixity will be high, people will be more fixed in their opinion. So you want to be careful on 14th of August. Then the third date to be careful about the same energy is 24th of August, where something verbally might be going back and forth on 24th of August. So choose the good days to take the step forward, which is 7th of August, 8th of August, to some extent 14th of August, 21st of August, and try to avoid confrontation on 4th of August, on 14th of August to some extent, and 24th of August. Impulsive days, 2nd of August, and to some extent 16th of August, which you want to be careful about, that we are not going into impulsively into an investment idea. So good luck for this month, Aries. I'll see you in the next video now.